Real estate investing continues to be one of the top ways for investors to grow rich and retire early. Getting into real estate investing allows one to collect monthly rent checks, have their property value appreciate, and many other tax benefits associated for real estate investors. This includes diversification from the stock market, protects against inflation. Should I keep going? Are you still with me? Because if you're like me, I don't really feel like doing much work. I'd rather just have someone else do all of the work for me and just send me those monthly checks every month. Enter Realty Income, not Reality Income, a monthly paying dividend company investing in retail and commercial properties. O has over 15,000 properties around the world under long-term net lease agreements in various industries, all checked to have strong credit ratings. Now, next time you see a Dollar General or a Walgreens or a 7-Eleven, when it's not getting looted, there's a good chance the space that you're seeing is getting leased from Realty Income. Since their IPO in 1994, O has returned an annual yield of 14%, which is pretty fantastic. Now it's that monthly cash flow that we want to see, the ring of dividend checks hitting our bank account each month. Luckily, O has paid over $13 billion in dividends to its shareholders and raised their dividend over 123 times in the last 30 years. They have paid monthly dividends for over 25 consecutive years. If we go back to the time when they were a private company, that number is 55 years of straight dividend payments to its shareholders. It has a history of making its shareholders very rich. This is a company that's still rapidly growing, even though they've been around for decades. They actually just spent over $9 billion on investments last year, and that's to grow their portfolio in size, and they did that last year, and they also have a really solid payout ratio of just 75%. Did I mention while most stocks right now are at all-time highs and the stock market is looking grossly overvalued, Realty Income is trading closer to its 52-week low because of interest rates. Interest rate cuts may not be coming anytime soon, no matter how optimistic the market is. And this has been an amazing buying opportunity for O, as right now they have a starting yield of around 6%. Lock me into those rates. But how can investors retire off O Realty Income? It's simple. We just need enough shares of O Realty Income. Who would have thought? You know who could have already have retired off their shows of Realty Income? Summit Roy. He owns 322,000 shares of O Realty Income. He's also the CEO of the company, so that probably helps as well. I mean, I probably should have let off with that. So if we take the almost 26 cents that O pays every single month, Mr. Roy is making about $83,000 a month, or just under $1 million a year in dividends. That's enough money to be the main character in your own life, buying things you don't need to impress people you don't like. But it's okay, because we're going to be rich now. And rich people live under their own rules. But wait, what if we're not lucky enough to be the CEO and be gifted thousands of shares? Well, we're going to have to start clawing away one by one at shares, which currently go for about $52 a pop. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average income of somebody 65 and older is around $55,000, and the average expenses were $52,000 or about $4,300 a month. Obviously, where you live, your family size, your lifestyle choices, those are going to make quite the variable expense, but this is just an average, and now we have our target. This means we would need about 17,000 shares of O to get that monthly cash flow to solve all of our money problems. That would unfortunately be about $900,000, but don't you worry, we don't actually need to save $900,000. By consistently saving, dollar cost averaging, compounding interest really starts to do its magic. Compound interest is when your money starts to make even more money, and it grows at an exponential rate, and your money, it just starts growing that much faster. Let's assume we already have $75,000 saved up. It's okay if you don't, because you will one day reach that mark. Let's say we can save about $1,000 a month or $250 a week. Let's do an interest rate of 8%. I'm factoring in some capital appreciation and O's current starting yield of 6%. Around the 20-year mark, we will have reached our target of $900,000. Now, that might sound like a long time, but keep in mind, people these days, they're lucky to retire and are working well past age 65. That's the unfortunate truth. Here we have a very consistent and reliable income plan. And yes, I would totally trust Realty Income's dividends more than the about to go broke Social Security giving us consistent cash flow in retirement. Is being able to retire easy? No, absolutely not. If it were so easy, everyone would be doing it. It takes years of hard work, sacrifice, discipline, and the belief that you can do it. If you look at a goal and say it's too hard and say that you will never be able to achieve it, then trust me, you won't be able to achieve it with that kind of mindset. Luckily, we have a whole Discord of people walking this journey together, so don't feel like you need to walk this journey alone. Join the Discord for free. I'll link it in the comments below. I personally also would never just dump all my money into one stock, even one as safe as Realty Income has been in the past. There's a huge risk involved in doing that. Now, despite owning 15,000 properties, you never know if there's some bad actors in the company. Stores may keep closing down. Hey, I'm just throwing out all the risks. In 6 years, I was able to go from nearly $0 to nearly $200,000. But it requires a shift in mindset that only a minority of people can withstand day in and day out. While poor people, they're constantly blowing money on things that they don't really need, and their money is leaving their pockets. Meanwhile, smart investors like us are constantly spending money on assets that keep putting money back into our pockets. Don't overthink it. Start today. currently has a buy rating from 5 out of 12 analysts and a consensus price target 17% higher than today's prices, meaning there might be some untapped potential in front of our eyes. Hit that like button on your way out to help out a small-time YouTuber. Remember, my videos are always found in podcast form under the Collect Cash podcast name, and I'll catch you on the next one, if there is a next time.